Stiamo per provare una nuova barca, l'Azimut S.
We are going to try out a new boat, the AZIMUT S7, and also a new concept, that of building boats using mostly carbon fibre. Constructing a large carbon hull is a very complex operation. It requires a huge structure, not only for building the hull, but also for an oven to heat it at the right temperature and humidity. This is the secret for a solid yet light construction. It is the dawn of a new day, but it is also the dawn of a new generation of yachts built by AZIMUT. This boat is 70 foot long, or 21.30 metres. They have installed Volvo Penta triple motorisation 3 engines with IPS propulsion, and each diesel is 800 horsepower, for a total of 2,400 horsepower. It is not the first time that AZIMUT has employed a triple engine system. It has already done so on the 55S and then the 77S, and the two boats have shown amazing performances, not only in terms of speed, but also efficiency. And now it's the S7's turn, and our turn to see the results that these 3 engines can achieve on this hull. What should we expect from this boat? Well, the hull was designed by Pierluigi Orsonia, a very prestigious naval architect. The stem is vertical only at the top, but below there is a very elongated curve, decisively sporty. Today the conditions are not great, strong wind and rough sea. How do you pilot a boat with 3 engines and only 2 engine controls? You should know that when you operate the left throttle, it engages the left engine. When you operate the right throttle, the right engine engages. And only when the regime of the 2 outer engines exceeds 600 turns per minute does the central engine automatically engage and contribute its thrust. This situation is quite interesting. The conditions are not ideal. We are travelling at 15 knots in total relaxation. The boat does not slam. It is very sweet, very silent. But now, let's give it a little gas.
AZIMUT da sempre cerca di rendere più facile l'utilizzo di un'imbarcazione.
AZIMUT has always tried to make it easier to operate a yacht, and on this hull they have installed active trim control, which allows you to automatically control the longitudinal ascent of the boat. You only have to control the gas. Here is some navigation data. We are at 20 knots, with the engines at 1,550 RPM, and consumption is 190 litres per hour total. Little by little I give more gas. The angle of trim, that is, the angle in which the boat runs over the water, increases, slightly lifting the bow. This also serves to increase the propulsion efficiency. We try to offer the boat's prow to the waves, since they are rising here and I'm increasing speed. We have reached 25 knots, 1,750 RPM. Consumption has not increased very much. We are at 240 litres per hour, so we are still under 10 litres per mile. Now we try to reverse the route. The response at the helm is always prompt with the IPS. Well, now with the sea at the stern, I give some more gas.
Oh, sto leggendo 36, 30.
Oh, I'm reading a speed of 36, 37 knots. Well, there's no doubt about the performance of this propulsion system.
37, 30.
Oh, 37, 38 knots, 38 knots. It's really efficient.
Il concetto di sportività di una barca è anche questo.
The concept of sportsmanship of a boat is also this, feeling smaller than you are when at the helm, so you can control it. Well, great.
Beh, diciamo che la
Well,
velocità
let's see, the maximum speed is 36, 37 knots steady. Then, with some peaks at 38, if you are very skilled with the trim, more so than the automatic system. Now let's look for a harbour, where it will be a bit more calm. We'll take a look at the exterior, and then at the interior. I find it a masterpiece of style because you can see it as an AZIMUT, but has a new, more sporty character without sacrificing the upper deck. We like beautiful boats, but we have to ask ourselves, over all else, how well they sell and how stable they are. If the boat has a flying bridge, it generally has a more exaggerated roll, but not this one, because everything above the deck is carbon, very light, so as not to accentuate the oscillations. However, if you prefer, there is also the coupe version, that is, one without sport fly. You arrive at the bow over an almost invisible passage, because your eye is caught by these windows, which are not on the same plane, to promote the play of light and style. The vertex is the sun deck and the sofa with a canopy. In all cockpits there is a table and a couch, but on the S7 this area is spectacular. It is much more livable than other similar boats. Look at the simplicity, but also the perfection of this kitchenette. The exterior living area has been given continuity, with an interior living area with a sofa and two tables that rise, join and form a dining table. In front of the storage cabinet with a retractable TV and a showcase. Will it vibrate? To cook, we move towards the bow, next to the command post. Above the kitchen, only open air. Imagine preparing a special dish with a sea view. It will have more flavour. The countertop is made of a precious dark Emperador marble.
Non saremo mai gli
We will never be the owners of this yacht, but we are the first to enter the owner's cabin.
Perché tutti disegnano le stesse?
Why are all the owners' cabins always the same? Maybe because the designers have no imagination, or maybe because they don't have all this space available to them. Look at what they have created. A tower that contains the television and hides the wash basin. Behind it is the bathroom. It is a suite with plenty of space around the bed, because it's not just a cabin. The windows are wider than usual, and the mirror reflects the panorama.
Questo testaletto
This headboard does not need a painting. It is already a work of art by itself.
La sovrastruttura di questa barca è di carbonio.
The superstructure of this boat is made of carbon, but that's not all. The coat hangers are made of carbon as well. Where do guests stay? In a double cabin on the bow with its own bathroom. And in 2 cabins with single beds, side by side or crossed. Their bathroom, however, is shared.
Lo stile dell'architetto che ha disegnato questa barca è davvero speciale.
The style of the architect who designed the interior of this boat is really special. He is Francesco Guida, and he has managed to perfect even a simple guest cabin, Thai wood alternating with fiberglass and dark lacquered oak. On the opposite side, a perfect symmetry, or so it looks. But in fact, this is a storage case. The lighting and air conditioning are hidden. One of the advantages of this boat is the compactness of the engine room, and in fact, in the garage there is room for a 325cm tender and a jet ski.
L'Azimut S7 è stato progettato e
AZIMUT
realizzato
S7 has been designed and manufactured to the highest industry standards and is approved to CE Category A, the highest, an attribute that completes the list of its qualities.